Hello and a warm welcome to Federal Special Program Capital Beat. Now, what's happening in Bengal is very difficult to understand at this point of time as to what is really happening. Now, Trinamool is facing a big crisis, both in West Bengal and in Parliament, with leaders uniting to break away and form their own faction. Now, amid mounting worries for the former Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, an expelled leader has claimed now that the strength of the rebel MLAs willing to split away has now grown to 64. Now, we do not know whether this story is correct or true or untrue, but this is a claim which is coming from one of the rebel factions. But another pre dawn movement which has happened today is that a police team, accompanied by Central Security Forces, they arrived at TMC General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee's residence in Kolkata late at night and conducted a 4 hour raid on Saturday. Now, what was this raid all about? Uh, it seems that the details coming are that the police personnel left Banerjee's house, and the details of the outcome of the raid are not immediately known. According to the police, a search at Banerjee's Kalighat residence was led by a team from Paschim Mednipur's Saibani police station and assisted by Kolkata personnel. Now, the operation began shortly after 3 a.m. Can you imagine? Early in the morning at 3 a.m., and this lasted for 4 hours. The police said officers repeatedly knocked on the doors of Banerjee's Kalighat residence but received no response. According to the officials, the raid was in connection with the ongoing investigation into a financial fraud case registered at Salbani police station in Paschim Medinipur, and they were reportedly searching for the Diamond Harbour MP's personal assistant, Sumit Roy, in connection with the ongoing investigation. Now, the way police is hounding at Abhishek Banerjee, can Abhishek Banerjee really face arrest? And we've already seen that there was a strong resentment against Abhishek Banerjee. Most of the Trinamool MPs were saying that Mamta has to choose between either Abhishek Banerjee or Trinamool. So, can he face arrest? Will Mamta sacrifice Abhishek Banerjee for the sake of TMC? These are the questions everyone is asking. Joining me this evening is Manojit Mandal, who's a spokesperson for the TMC. Thank you so much for joining. We have Chandan Ghosh, spokesperson of the West Bengal Congress. Thank you so much for joining. We have Professor Devashish Chakrabarti, political analyst. Thank you so much for joining. And we have Samir Purkasa, senior journalist from the Federal. Thank you so much for joining. And I'll begin with Manojit Mandal. Manojit, I want to understand from you why these pre-dawn raids at Abhishek Banerjee's residence. What were they looking for? And are you afraid that Abhishek Banerjee may face arrest?
No, it's a slight correction. I'm not really formally a spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, but I do support the party all along. Yeah, coming back to the question, I think this is quite normal as far as BJP coming to power concerned. This is vendetta at its best. Uh, but in the long run, I presume this will do good for Abhishek and his image. If you look at the history of such hounding against Abhishek, it goes up to 2020 when central agencies were hounding him for cases which till date, I think have not seen any, light of the day, whether it is coal scam, cattle smuggling scam, or cash for job scam. I think in all those cases, Abhishek was called for at least 6 to 8 times by CBI, ED. Nothing has come out of these cases. And here I think it's a peculiar case as we are coming to here that probably one of the former MLAs of TMC, he was apparently he was demanded money for getting the ticket. In that connection, as we could get in that connection, I think that the police, there was a case against Mr. Sumit Roy, who was the personal assistant of Abhishek Banerjee. He was being searched. I really don't know whether the former MLA really gave money or whether that kind of thing was happening. If at all that happened, why should he give money? Coming back to the issue of larger politics, I think you're talking about the arrest of Abhishek Banerjee. Nothing new in politics in India. People get arrested for all kinds of wrong reasons. They come out and they win elections. Like Two of the TMC's MLAs were in jail for 2.5 years. Madan Mitra and Kunal Ghosh, again for the same kind of corruption charges. Madan Mitra went to jail in 2015, 10 years ago. Nothing has come out of that case even either. Kunal Ghosh, exactly at the same time, both went to jail for Sharda case. Nothing has come out. Both came out, and now they are TMC's MLA. So I think this is something that we need to sort of learn from, especially the people who are now double crosses, crossers like this 1920 MPs or MLAs. All of us know that they are switching sides just to save their skin. At least most of them are. Some of them are newbies, rookies in politics, came to the fold only 2 years ago. And that's, I repeat, that is a mistake that the party has made. Most of these people were given tickets by the party without checking their credential. Starting from Shani Ghosh to Mala Rai. Both are turncoats, mind you. Mala Rai had never been with TMC.
Okay, let me come to Samir. I think Manojit has got disconnected. There are also stories about how Sudeep Bandopadhyay apparently has gone ahead and met Bhupendra Yadav. Now, does that mean that we have another MP who's going to be jumping the TMC ship, Samir?
Yes, Sudeep Chattopadhyay, Banerjee had a meeting at and apparently Sadabdi Roy was also present at Bhupender Yadav's residence. So we'll see this this scenario for the TMC is very fluid now, and who is with whom is very difficult to guess now. And there were this kind of speculation that both Sudeep Bandopadhyay and his wife Nayana Bandopadhyay may switch sides, and now it's appears that these rumors are coming to be true. And in the coming days, maybe more this thing, more MLAs and MPs might switch over. And remember, even against these leaders also, as Manojit were pointing out, there were cases against them. So it's we, and that's why where this raids and all these things in Abhishek Banerjee's house and all these things should be should be viewed in a holistic manner, because we have seen in the past also that similar kind of attacks, raids, interrogations were done to Abhishek Banerjee and other TMC leaders. And but finally, we have not seen any conviction so far. I'm not saying that Abhishek is clean or anything like that. But if he is there, in at least in public perception, there is a strong perception that many of these TMC leaders are very corrupt. There is no denying of this fact. But if there is some concrete evidence, Abhishek, they should this thing arrest Abhishek, and then try to get conviction. We are seeing this is becoming a new style. You keep on hanging this thing, corruption cases, keep on lingering it, and then build up a narrative, public perception, media joins in, and this whole lots of drama are being created. But no, so far we haven't seen any concrete outcome.
Samir,
Even in
just hold your
case
thoughts.
of
Samir,
Kejriwal.
yeah, Samir, hold your thoughts. Manojit is back, and I want to ask Manojit, what about Sudeep Bandopadhyay? There are stories about how Sudeep Bandopadhyay has gone ahead and met Bhupendra Yadav. So does it mean that one more MP is out of the TMC bloc?
The irony is that Mr. Tapos Roy, who is a minister, for industry and commerce in the current government, he left the party because of Sudeep Bandopadhyay, largely because of Sudeep Bandopadhyay. And Sudeep Bandopadhyay was also in jail for over 2 years. He came back. I think he had always connections with BJP. The party knew it. In fact, Kunal Ghosh used to talk about this every now and then, because Kunal Ghosh also came from the same district of North 20 organized. I think Sudeep Bandyopadhyay getting the ticket in 2024, and then again his wife also holding the fort. I think these are the decisions that party has taken without understanding the sentiment of the people. I have to be critical about, because I want the party to survive. You cannot lay the entire blame on Abhishek Banerjee, right? Abhishek might have made mistakes. Abhishek is barely 36, 37, but he has also come a long way in the last 5, 6 years. And to the best of my knowledge, many of these Tanko, especially the older guard, they were not in favor of Abhishek, because Abhishek didn't want to give them tickets, right? And most of the Tankots, as you see, especially in the assembly and in the parliament, the
Saying,
Abhishek didn't want to give them tickets.
are you saying that all these turncoats are a good riddance for TMC? They are the people who are
Absolutely.
not loyal to TMC, and it's good that they are out.
Absolutely. That's what
So
I'm
that means,
saying.
no, but the
Look at the, look.
numerical strength, Manuji, just hear me out. The numerical strength, if it depletes, it also reduces the weight of Mamata Banerjee. How many MPs will your party be left with now?
You see, Nilu, Mamtadi has got nearly 41% of votes. These votes are largely because of hard toil and the toil of the party workers.
Right.
And if anyone say that Abhishek has no contribution, I am not going to agree with it, because Abhishek also ran from pillar to the post, from north to the south, to rebuild the party. Yes, he made mistake because of his over dependence on IPAC. IPAC was many of the IPAC members were a corrupt lot without any shade of doubt. But to apportion the entire blame on Abhishek, I think is wrong. Look at. I give an example of constituency number 1, Paresh Adhikari. McLegan's constituency. Who was Paresh Adhikari? Now, with his daughter, the job for his cash for job came out, the SST scam, because his daughter got the job by out of the way. Who gave him the ticket? Jatipriya Mollik, who was in jail for 2 years, who came out of jail barely a year ago. Who gave him the ticket? So I do believe this is the party decision. Party has to take the call. It's not a singular decision of either Abhishek or Mamata Banerjee. So I think the party has lost. The party has to understand, yes, SIR was a very, very big factor. Even without SIR, party might have lost. I'm saying it despite the fact that I'm an ardent supporter of the party, and party had to take lesson out of this. And I mean, the party has to go to the cadres, to the districts. Many of the party loyalists are still lingering, like Anubrata Mandal. He came out and said saying he's still with the party, but nobody is reaching out to him. He was not given any post. Anubrata Mandal in Birbhum, right? So I mean, he's old guard. He was in jail, but I saw his popularity in my own eyes, because I come from that particular region. He is an extremely popular leader even after he is coming out of jail. Anubrata Mandal, there are so many things that I think Mamtadi and both Abhishek Banerjee, now it's time for them to go to the districts and have meeting with the party, rebuild the party. Most of these turncoats, I repeat, apart from 2 or 3, most of these turncoats are depraved, self-serving opportunists. We all know what Sudeep Bandyopadhyay did, how he got out of the jail. Mamtadi did not understand. I repeat, Mamtadi should have understood that. Kunal Ghosh was critical of him. Kunal Ghosh did not want him to get the ticket in 2024.
Are you saying that Mamata Banerjee over believed in all these people? She thought that probably they were honest to the party, they were loyal. She trusted them and she had faith in them, and which is why she never thought that this kind of a situation could ever arise in the party.
She might not have thought about this. She saw that it would be smooth sailing as the 2021. I still believe 2021 election was the toughest for her, because at that point of time, all the cadres, starting from Shubhendu Adhikari to Mukul Rai and many others, left the party.
But your own party MP Kirti Azad is saying that all these MPs are under a severe pressure. There is intimidation, there is threat on them. All this he has pointed out.
That's what I'm saying, because these corruption cases are not coming out in the last 1 month. So the corruption cases were there. Sudeep Banerjee was in jail, and he barely performed in the parliament. That's what party has told. And look at the 2 people who are holding forth, 3 people: Madan Mitra, Kunal Ghosh, and Kalyan Banerjee. Madan Mitra went to jail. Kunal Ghosh was in jail because of the state government's police. He is now holding the fort. He is defending the party. Madan Mitra did not get any bath.
Any minister what after 2015, he is defending the party. These are the real TMC workers and loyalists. Mamata should now at least understand. Sudeep Banerjee has not performed anything for the party, and many of us were critical for about him. And he has got two plum posts in the same family.
Right. All right. Let me go back to Samir. Samir, can Abhishek Banerjee face arrest at this point of time? The way police is leashing around him, could this be a possibility? Yes.
Yes, there is a possibility. See, I want to make two quick points here. One is that, yeah, there are in public perception, it's there that Abhishek Banerjee and lots of TMC leaders are corrupt. Let's not, any ambiguity over there. And BJP is taking advantage of that. They are going all out against TMC leaders because of this public perception, taking advantage of this public perception. There is no sympathy for them when police is raiding Abhishek's house. Even yesterday, when police went to raid his house, they had to wait for hours outside. Why didn't he allow the police to enter? And he should have cooperated in the first place. And not by not doing that, it's further adding to that perception that look, these people are not cooperating with the corruption investigation. So this is one thing, but in the past also we have seen similar kind of raids, interrogations, but ultimately there was no results. And as Manojit pointed out, many of the TMC leaders were arrested but not convicted. They were in jail, and after some time they got bail. Now, and then and another thing is that selective victimization or selective targeting or selective this investigation. Once you are with the BJP, then you are out of all kind of interrogation or investigation. You are free. So that is happening, and and even now, if they continue to do the same politics, I think the public mood might change into, and finally the TMC may start getting sympathy, because public perception is also very fickle. In 2024, this TMC did very well in the Lok Sabha election. Nobody thought that within 2 years they will be completely wiped out. BJP shouldn't take this public support for granted. They have to, if they have solid evidence against him, Abhishek Banerjee, they should arrest him, and then try to get conviction. Some for Sarda scam, see, for decades now the case is pending. Narda scam, for decades cases pending, and many of the accused in those cases are now with the BJP. Nothing is happening to them. So this kind of double standard double standard or 2 year sticks in case of investigation, this is very unfortunate. And if the BJP continues to do that, then the public mood might change. And as Manojit pointed out, that TMC in the last election they got 41% vote, and if if this kind of if this investigations, then calling Abhishek for interrogation days after days without arrest or without any concrete result. Even yesterday after raids, the Caesar list says there is no Caesar, it's nil. Then earlier also similar raids were conducted in the TMC office at Mamata Banerjee's residence, but there was no Caesar. So this shouldn't this kind of investigation or police action should not be done merely for the sake of political narrative. There should be some concrete.
Very quickly, Samir. So, is it all a deliberate optics which is being played out to psychologically weaken Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee at a time when there is a rebel faction which is coming up within the party?
No, see, even if say it's a now it is too early to say whether it's or just merely optics or they have substance or not. But if they have substance, they should act fast, and it shouldn't be lingered like in
Right. Correct.
coal smuggling case we have seen.
Right.
We interrogated Abhishek days after days, but what is
Right.
the outcome? Outcome is zero. So in this case also, in these rates and all, within maybe within a month or so they have to produce results, otherwise public
Right.
perceptions might change.
Right. All right. Let me come to Chandan. Chandan, what is the possibility? The way they are hounding Abhishek and the early morning raids, that too 3 in the morning. What does it go to show? And how would you view this? Are you also? I mean, do you also sense a possibility where Abhishek Banerjee can face arrest?
First of all, Nilu, I would be just trying to explain. That was the day last 8th when the India bloc meeting was held, and Rahul Gandhi's address to that particular bloc had been quite apparent, and it had come out later saying that my friends in Trinamool Congress couldn't understand their difference, but I warned them that they would have faced the difference as I had experienced throughout the country on several elections that I faced. Interesting point is there, Mamata Banerjee was there and Abhishek Banerjee was there. So certainly that has proved that what was given as a warning that was not given the right kind of a signal to Trinamool Congress. Or rather, Trinamool Congress could not really absorb that kind of signal, could have converted to their defeat and miserable defeat and even post defeat. By 1 month time, the party has been shattered, almost received the decimation. It is interesting fact and to be the matter of study in the future of politics that how a party which had gathered the massive mandate in 2021 election and finally turn up to the next Lok Sabha election on 29 seats. One had been died, so 28 seats in the existing, the condition. And then again, it had really gone into win by a month. I just like to correct some of the places where Abhishek Banerjee or Mamata Banerjee, not to be the matter of discussion here, Trinamool Congress of the whole. How could Trinamool Congress form? And that was formed with the certain stalwarts hired from the Congress, which I must mention here. 1998, when Trinamool Congress was formed, that was a kind of a situation where Mamata Banerjee has taken advantage of the party sensitive, vulnerable situation in the politics in 1998 when Sonia Gandhi joined. So ultimately, history is not going to really, forgive, and that has turned out to be the next step where he took the help, or rather, the assistance of the BJP government or the BJP, the party, and then the BJP government led by Vajpayee ji, and she joined the government of Vajpayee ji. So this has been the history. I'm not going to really go back to that history. People know, and they all know that how the party forum basically was formed with those people who are being blamed today. That was the time Sudeep Banerjee joined. That was the time again he came out and again he rejoined. That was the time Saugatura joined. That was the time all this Madan Mitra, you call Kunal Ghosh later came. So ultimately the party or stalwarts who are who are deserting Trinamool Congress today had joined during the time mostly. Later on, there had been another group, celebrity group. They had no connection with the pulse of the people, but they were given just because of the inner reefs of the Trinamool Congress in the places where they could fight. So ultimately, the result came that they had no organization and they had only recognition as they were celebrities. And finally, that had given the result. First two, three results given. Later on, it had completely a desertion. So these are the certain things to be learned by the way Trinamool Congress, Trinamool Congress is facing today. But one thing I tell you, still we believe being a party cadre for last 44 years, never changing for a day of any kind of, joining of a party or even changing the ideology. I can tell you better, even having company of Mamata Banerjee during the day she was not AP, even she was my leader in Chhatra Parishad. interesting fact is that I've seen the India changes rather, the events eventually. So what I can tell you, the situation comes when there are stalwarts or there are even the lesser known people. There may be the interest group. Interest group is a study, a matter of study in the politics that we all know. So they will desert the party basically, and they are. But what they miss, by 1 month span of time, does a mighty Mamata Banerjee could really make a party? These are the questions today. Abhishek Banerjee is facing arrest. He might well be going to jail. He might come out again. So that's not a question. Going to jail for, for the even. Though I must tell you that's not the right image that one can portray by having accused of corruption, nepotism, malfunctioning, maladministration, misdirections, and law and order deterioration to be cause of a particular person or persons. So Abhishek Banerjee, but again, if he could go to jail or not, that's not a question. But one thing I tell you, Nilu, here, that the moment this party is going to realize that there are the chances of having even the stalwarts to desert the party, maybe any of us, they should really know that who are the party main, who are the party, rather the party followers, who are the party organization members, who are really those who believe the ideology. You cannot give everything to everybody. But what is missing in Trinamool Congress, over the time we have seen, they only consume power hunger, just power hunger. But later on, it proved that all power is gone with the people who had earned power through the system. So this is where exactly Trinamool Congress is here. But my suggestion, Abhishek Banerjee, Mamata Banerjee, again,
Right.
I
All
don't
right.
believe, even a single person is capable in winning without
Okay.
the
Manojit
portray of
wants
Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool
Manojit,
Congress.
hang on. Manojit wants to make a point, and then I'll go to Professor Debashish. Yes, Manojit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I think first of all, Abhishek Banerjee is at the moment is not getting hounded because of the corruption cases. It's because of two insignificant cases of forgery. And look at this. I mean, nobody signs with block letters. It was understood that perhaps those MLAs were not present, but there must be contact. They must have been contacted over phone, and their names were put up. Now, is this a case that the whole of CID and the criminal investigation department, I think, are being are there against Abhishek Banerjee? There's no case at all. And the other case is illegal construction. That's a civil case. Abhishek Banerjee is not again hounded because of the old cases that you are talking about, corruption cases, right? If they come, then he will definitely see. But remember one thing, I think it's some 24 years ago, when the same thing happened in Tamil Nadu. After Jayalalitha won and Karunanidhi was put in jail the way, the stroke of the midnight, and the next election, what happened, we all know. And then again, after 2014, after Jayalalitha getting convicted, she also won in 2016. So I think corruption, is a normalized part of Indian political system. Unfortunate, but true. Not just now in Indian political system, it has become the part of global political system. Look at who are the biggest scoundrels of all politics, led by Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Xi Jinping. I mean, what about them? They're all looking for their own empire, power, and greed, killing people after killing at will. I mean, 165 children were killed by Donald Trump. Is he going to take responsibility? He comes from one of the civilized nations in the country, in the world, the most developed nations in the world. So let's not talk about morality and politics. They never go hand in hand, whether in India and now. The fact remains that 40% votes, if you count all the 78,000 booths, it's barely 40 votes per booth. What Mamtadi and the party Abhishek Banerjee should have done by now, they should have understood that they have lost the election. Number one, they should have regrouped. Look on the other hand, we're not talking about that. An inexperienced cabinet. The cabinet took almost a month to be completely formed. I'm talking about the BJP government. Only Shubhendu Adhikari is the most experienced person. Most of them have not even been in the administration. So they might make mistakes. The political party like TMC, Mamta, who is always known for a street fighting, she should have taken advantage of that Even now, she should come out of her confinement and go to the district, look around. I mean, the old guards and the district president from here and North Bengal. And even 3 days back, this Malarai was made the head of the Mahila Congress. Why? She can't even walk properly. With all my due regards to her age, she can't walk properly, and she was holding two posts. The chairperson of the Kolkata Municipal Corporation, along with the parliamentary post. I mean, whenever this has happened in Indian politics, that a councillor is also at the same time a parliamentarian, this is Mamata's mistake, and you have to acknowledge this mistake. And unless until you acknowledge the mistakes, you cannot reform. You cannot reform the party. The party needs to be reformed.
Professor Debashish, I'll come to you now. With all these contradictions and observations, whatever we have discussed and whatever is happening, all the developments within the TMC, what does the total picture of TMC look like? What we are told is that all these rebel MPs now will be meeting up with the speaker on Monday. Now the number of legislators, it seems, has risen. That is what one of the claims from the rebel faction is. How much to trust, we do not know as of now. They are claiming that the number has risen to 64. Here we have 19 MPs who are ready to jump the ship to form a rebel faction. But there is no clarity as to what that rebel faction will look like, except for one clarity which has come so far, that they will not join NDA, but they will give outside support to the NDA. Now, where does Mamata Banerjee fit in the scheme of things which we see developing over the past few days? Does she look isolated? And what happens if supposing, I'm not saying that he might face arrest, but supposing if Abhishek also gets arrested, how is Mamata Banerjee going to fight that battle all alone?
Let me take the issue in an in-depth way. Why these people who are with Mamata are shifting so quickly? Because Mamata has lost power. It means that TMC as a party was never built on ideological platform. It was just combination of people. They are aligning with a powerful person called Mamata Banerjee. The day Mamata lost power, everybody like rats are trying to go to another ship. So it shows that there was no ideological centralization or ideological commitment of the party members or MLAs or MPs. That's why this scenario is happening. There's nothing to regret about it, because it was all aligned with power, and now they have seen BJP is in power, so they are making a separate bloc to align with BJP. It shows very pitiable condition of TMC, not only TMC, even entire Indian democratic system, that MLAs and MPs, they just switch from party to party just to protect their own interest, not the interest of the party or the people. Party and people are redundant in the system. Everybody is concerned about their individual. So this is the real problem that Mamata's TMC is facing these days. Since there was no commitment, ideological commitment, political commitment, these people are running with the power. And that will happen with Shubhendu also, don't worry. The writing on the walls are clear, that if it can happen with a powerful personality and leader called Mamata Banerjee, it can happen with Shubhendu another day. Just wait 5 years. You never know what is written on the wall. But I can tell you that there is no commitment to Shubhendu either. Shubhendu had no commitment to Shubhendu even. Shubhendu was the few years back, he was with Mamata. And because Abhishek has come to the second position, so Shubhendu has gone out. So what is this going on? Permutation, combination, nothing to do with ideology, nothing to do with commitment, nothing to do with any political issue. Everything is in their own individual political interest. And the politics that is running with individual political interest will not linger long. So what Shubhendu is dreaming, that by putting Abhishek into jail, he will have a nice sleep for years together, 5 years. That is not going to happen, because he is also bird of the same feather. They flock together, but he has gone to another flock. He has gone to BJP side. That does not mean that 5 years after he is safe, and it may so happen that CIT may be running after Shubhendu 5 years after. Who knows? So this is Indian politics. There is no commitment, there is no ideology, there is no politics, there is no commitment to people, there is no commitment to ideals, there is no commitment to issues. What is the commitment? In which side, what side of the bread is buttered? Let us go to that side. The other day, all close people to Mamata has gone to that side. So what will happen to Mamata? The question now that should Mamata, as invited by Sonia Gandhi, should join there or should she continue in her own way? My suggestion is that Mamata has an image far above TMC. TMC has no image. Minus Mamata, there is no TMC. Minus
Right.
Mamata, there is no alliance. Minus Mamata, there is nothing. This 41% vote was not cast because of the leaders, but because of Mamata Banerjee. So Mamata should retain her street fighter image. Mamata should concentrate on the people left with her, try to rebuild the party the way she did it in
Right.
1998, and she should actually fight for 5 years to see the end of this Shubhendu Raj. And you never know that what is happening today is not going to happen tomorrow. That's my conclusion, is that because there is no politics, there is no commitment to any principle, there is no ideology, there are no issues. These are all
Yes.
individual issues. So therefore,
Right.
Mamata stands high above everybody because he fought,
Okay.
she
Yes.
fought, and she has brought an end to the CPM rule, which was unimaginable, unthinkable. That is my
Right.
reading of this
All right.
case.
Now let me just take the concluding comments from Samir. That Samir, where is Mamata Banerjee right now? Is she staying put in Kolkata? And what is her plan of action? Is she meeting people? What is really happening? Does anybody know what Mamata Banerjee is planning? What she's doing? She must be interacting with someone at least. Yes.
Yeah, but Mamata Banerjee was seen entering Abhishek Banerjee's house this morning when it was being searched by the police. But the problem with as both Manojit and Professor Devashish talked about, Mamata should go to the field. Yes, she should go to the field. But the problem with her is now the dilemma she is facing, rather, is that who is with her. She doesn't know. The other day she met somebody, her this thing, youth party's youth president, Saini goes, and she left. So and whenever she is calling meeting of the party councillors or MLAs, nobody is attending it. So even if she goes to the field or to the district, she is not quite sure whether the district presidents or the organizing secretary there will be there to even receive her. It may happen that these people have already switched over to BJP. So
Right.
Mamata will have to now wait it out. And I think the best opportunity will be the 21st July, the Martyrs Day function. But we are also hearing that that flagship annual program of the TMC will this time be hijacked by Congress. So Mr. Chandan Ghosh may throw more light on that. But we are hearing that the main Martyr Day function this year will be organized by the Congress and
Right.
not the TMC.
Right. So interesting turn of events. We can have a separate discussion when this Martyrs Day is close around the corner. But Monday is going to be crucial. The day when these MPs will be meeting up with the speaker. So we'll have to wait and watch what all happens. Nobody expected that there'll be pre-dawn raids at Abhishek Banerjee's residence at 3 in the morning. So we do not know by the time this live finishes. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 2-3 hours? We'll just have to keep a close watch on the Bengal developments. But yes, West Bengal is the state which everyone is keenly watching at this point of time. Thank you so much, Manojit Mandal, Chandan Ghosh, Debashish Chakrabarti, Samir. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.